Coming up Sunday, December 30th, the Detroit Pistons take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's all about the Central Division. Don't miss it.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Now, the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done two things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
And here's Collison. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio.
Yeah, not to mention 4 big steals on the night. He's getting it done at both ends of the floor.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. We've got Collison. Warren is out there with Mazda. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Fowler in at the 3 slot. With some arc, knocks it down in the bucket from Chan. The Dudes got the first basket of the second quarter for the Pistons. And Clark, we saw a very animated huddle that last break, and I'm sure the coach wanted something specific from his team.
Well, Kevin, this is certainly a key moment for the squad, and he's looking for players to lock into the new game plan and carry it out the rest of the way. That's what he's trying to get across.
Here's the Dude after Darren Collison's bucket. Doubled by Collison. There's the steal. And here we go with Collison running it up the court. Schroeder passes to Fowler. Warren kicks to Schroeder. Tries yet again. And he lays it up and in. It's all knotted up.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
So both teams making some changes here.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Darren Collison. Some good stat lines for him recently. You can put his numbers up among the best lately. Averaging about 15 points, 6 assists, and just over 2 steals. Tell you what, he's been scary good over that run of games, just taking his usual brand of stellar offense and even building on it.
And Steve, you know that's not easy to do considering the high level he already plays at on an everyday basis. Move the needle another notch higher, especially.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. The Dude in their last matchup against the Celtics really lit up the floor. He had 30 points, and he was a mainstay at the free throw line, getting a fair amount of his points off fouls. His outing ensured that his team would keep their hot streak going. An important factor indeed, guys.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified, Clark.
Well, I know this opponent should be terrified because there's a good chance the momentum he gathered that night carries right over into this game.
Well, some of it will carry over. That's inevitable. It's just a matter of how much.
So it's Detroit now. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Warren dishes to Collison. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And the wide open shot from Warren. Good on the triple. Warren's got 5 now. Pistons trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Doubled by Collison. Monroe in the corner. Pass to Chan. 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. With the clock winding down, and it's Drummond with the jam.
A high-quality shot is almost always going to come off a rebound like that.
And Clark, he is so good at working his way inside, holding off the defenders under the glass, and being in the right position.
Knows how to use his body.
Yeah, and I just like the way he persistently pursues the pumpkin.
Okay, guys, on defense, no inside looks. Nothing. That means 1 foot in the paint. helping on.
And the Pistons making a change here. Stuckey's checked in. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Nate McMillan address it. He said their plan was to run their offense through Collison. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
And thanks for that story, Doris.
Well, you got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to San Antonio.
And, you know, Kevin, despite the outcome, I think they got to be feeling pretty good coming into this game. There were a lot of positives they can take away from that performance.
Yeah, you can't dwell on the final score in that case. You have to think about the things you did well and build on those.
The dish now to Warren. They get it back. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Chan. And he overshot that one, missing.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Schroeder's shot is good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Here's the dude. He picked up 30 points in their last win against the Celtics in Boston.
Boy, he had it going offensively, just living at the line.
The pass to Valentine. Here's the dude. He's got 14. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Schroeder's shot is good. Schroeder's got 6 in the quarter.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Pass to Chan. 50 seconds left here in the second. Mozgov with the block. Collison kicks to Warren. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. And it's 7 points for T.J. Warren. They can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they need to play it smart. Make sure you get a good shot first, and then maybe a second possession.
Been a solid outing for the dude. He's got 14 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
His free throw shooting was outstanding in their previous game. A lot of his points came from the line.
Yeah, and they won that game by the slimmest of margins, Clark. So without those free throws, they don't win that game.
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
And he's good on the second. Pacers leading by 3. 26 seconds left in the second quarter. Schroeder passes to Zeller. Clock at 6. Here's Franklin. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
Something they'd like to see more of him more often, that's for sure.
Here's the dude. Fades and shoots, and he gets it to go. The dude's got 17 now.
And after that last game, Clark, I'm not surprised to see him so hot. He's got it rolling right now.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Indiana out in front. They're up by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, the offense has obviously been a struggle. What do you think you can do better to make up ground on them?
We just have to wait for the right shot, really. We want to get even with them, but too often we try to do it all in one trip. If we stay patient and keep waiting for that can't-miss shot, yeah, we'll be all right.
Thank you for your time. This one far from over, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.